I moved here in 2013. Right after graduating high school, I came to China and I stayed here for 1 year. Then I left, I went back to Copenhagen. I lived in Bangkok for a little bit as well, and then I decided to come back. And why did I decide to come back to China? The answer is very simple, because I freaking loved it. I love living in China. If I would have to tell you in like one sentence why I love living in China, it's simply because life is interesting here. Good morning, Shanghai! Today is an actually beautiful day. It's like 24 degrees and it's 4th of March or something like that. Is it 4th of March? 4th of March and it's 24 degrees! What? Nina and I are heading downtown to meet up with girls and we are getting brunch. If she's gonna take it, I swear. Yay! Crazy how much life changes when the sun is shining. I know. Look at this building, that's a fancy building. So recently I made this video about internet in China, and to do research I read all these like articles in Western media. I was obviously reading it in English. I've noticed that there is this tendency of people in the West portraying China as like a very scary, foreign and weird place. Which I kind of get, because obviously China is very different to Europe or States or whatever. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes people are exaggerating. Like China is not that scary as you might think if you read too much. So it might sound a little cheesy, but at the end of the day, we are all just people and we all think and feel in a similar way. Doesn't matter if you're Chinese, if you're European, if you're American. So like one of my aims with these videos is also to just show you life in China, show you the life in Shanghai, which obviously can be quite different than life outside of Shanghai, but still. And like I really want to show people that I think China is much cooler than many people think it is, and it really is just not that scary. You know, maybe I should do another interview with you. It went so well. If you want to see interview with Nina, check out my internet video. Before you decided to come to China, didn't you think that like China was like a little scary?
Dum dum dum, China.
Dum, dum. Sometimes I couldn't sleep at night.
Yeah. That was so
I'm like literally
nightmares.
How are you not sweating? Like my whole face is like melting down. What we always talk about at IFA, because like our program is half China, half France, and people are always like, oh, I'm gonna visit you in Paris, but no one is like, oh, I'm gonna visit you in Shanghai, even though I think Shanghai is way better than Paris and way more exciting. So many people just think that China, like I don't know, like so many people want to travel to like, I don't know, Thailand, right, or Bali, or whatever, but it's not that common to hear people like, oh, I really want to go to China.
Yeah.
Or it's getting more and more common, but I think still in the West we have this stigma, is that how I call it?
Yeah.
Stigma of China being just like weird, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I was not scared before.
She's a brave woman.
Before coming here, but I don't know, maybe because like I had traveled before, but definitely you know, my surrounding was like, oh, like China, how are you gonna deal with like the language, or like how are you gonna deal with the food, and yeah, basically all these things that are different. They were like, how are you gonna navigate? You know, like,
and I swear the other day what she did, she went alone to the city to buy milk. How did you navigate that day?
I know. It's like they don't even actually talk to you. You don't have to navigate. You just put your stuff on the counter. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think people make it seem more difficult than it actually is, you know? And I'm not saying, obviously, like we live in Shanghai, which is very different to the rest of China, but you know, if you live in Paris, Paris is very different to the rest of France as well, and pretty much any capital.
And here in Shanghai,
we know that Shanghai is not a capital, okay? We know. So nice. Oh my god, I swear it feels like summer today. So nice. There we are. Hello, sorry we're late. The hummus. Water, stop, Nina. We are done with brunch, and now Nina and I are gonna head downtown to sit and work a little, hopefully more than a little. We're gonna take the bikes.
You fucking scared me.
I see me rolling, they hating. We are at Costa at the bar, trying to do some work. Keyword, trying. Nina just left and I came to the Bound to take a little walk because there's nothing. Oh my god, look at this. Just look at this. How can you not love the city? I decided to take a little walk because I'm tired of working. Studying on a beautiful day like this is like the worst thing ever. I know I've said it many times before, but you know, I love to repeat myself. There is nothing better than a little walk at the Bound. Especially when you're feeling a little tired and unmotivated. I've been sitting down for a couple of hours now, so it's really good to stretch your legs and yeah, just see what's happening. And I swear, there's always something happening here. Aww, don't cry. Whenever I tell people that I live in China, you often get two answers. Either people are surprised, people are like, why? Why did you choose to go to China? Or people are impressed, which is a little better. And even though it's kind of nice for people to be impressed, meaning that they think you've done something well, or meaning that they think you're kind of cool, but the truth is that China is really not that scary, and it's probably much better than you think it is. Most of the time when we hear something about China in the Western media, it's about the crazy economic development, it's about the crowded factories, it's about the lack of democracy, about what else? Weird food. And I think Western media, not all of them obviously, I'm not like hating on all Western media, but many of them have a tendency to portray China in a certain way. And it's not even because it's not true. Yeah, China is crowded, there are a lot of factories and they can eat weird food, but the thing is, it's so much more than that, and it's not the whole truth. And yes, we have different cultures, yes, we might eat different things, we speak a different language, but at the end of the day, we're all just people. And I know it does sound very cheesy, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. But the thing is, I think too many people forget that, and too many people focus on the differences between us and forget all the similarities. Do you want to see my view right now? It's like, it's pretty crazy. Look at this, just look at this.